What is up, you guys? It is Zach coming at you with another video. Apologies in advance if I seem really tired and low energy. It's because I am. I just got back from PAX not too long ago, so, well, I got back earlier this morning as of when I'm recording this, and I got, like, no sleep, so I'm running on very, very few fumes over here. But that does not change the fact of the matter that there is Mario Party information to talk about. Super Mario Party Jamboree got a boatload of information, of course, while I was away, and I want to tell you guys the 10 big takeaways, or the 10 big details that we learned from all of this information we got over the weekend. Now, if you didn't see the video that Tris uploaded the other day where we actually reacted to and analyzed the Japanese website where most of this information is coming from, then definitely go and check out their channel. They've been uploading some killer Mario Party content, and it's really cool that I got to be in one of the videos with them. And of course, I also did upload on Friday regarding the PAX demo, and all the information from those two videos will be included in this video, so keep that in mind in case you already did watch those videos. So, without any further ado, you guys, let's get into the 10 new major details from Super Mario Party Jamboree. Firstly, we learned that King Bowser's Keep, Mario's Rainbow Castle, and Western Land are all unlockable boards. They are the boards that you unlock through actually playing the game. Now, the means in which you unlock them, we actually don't really know just yet. But we know that we can unlock them from this shot, where we can actually see all of the boards present on screen. Mario's Rainbow Castle and Western Land actually appear in their spots that we recognize, and that cliffside that I initially theorized might have a cliffside board now suddenly has lava and Bowser standing upon it. So I do think that basically does tell us we only have 7 boards, and honestly, that is completely fine. I think 7 boards is a completely acceptable number. I remember a lot of people were going at me in my comments because they were like, oh, what about this spot on that map? That definitely can indicate another board. Like, guys, we got 7 boards. Accept it. 7 boards is what we got, and it's perfectly fine. Speaking of unlockable, we actually do have our second unlockable character confirmed, and I do believe it is also the last unlockable character that we have, and that is Pauline. Pauline is in. All of you Pauline fans can put your pitchforks down. She made it in. There you go. Congratulations. It does look like that this is the full roster. I know a lot of people have problems with this roster. I do get it. I wanted Hammer Bro in. I wanted Dry Bones in, but this is still the biggest character roster in the whole entire Mario Party series, so I really do think it is hard to actually make real complaints against it. I don't know why people seem to be so up in arms about it. Again, I know characters were cut, but like, every Mario Party gets cut characters in some regard, so I do think that this is the strongest Mario Party roster we have, even if the best of boys Koopa Kid is not here. Alright, I gotta put my laptop closer to me now because I actually have to read through some lists, and this first one has to do with the items. Now, we have officially confirmed 37 different items that you can use. I am pretty sure that is the most out of any Mario Party game. That is really freaking insane. But there are also a lot of new items, obviously, thrown on top of the ones that we know, like the double dice and the triple dice. And that includes, there's a golden double dice set that will give the player that rolls it an amount of coins equal to the number that they roll. Think of that special dice block from Mario Party 1. It's basically another version of that. Next is a shop warp box, which seemingly will bring you automatically to a shop. I don't know if it'll take you to a shop and if it will like keep you there, like, and you move to a different location. I don't think that'll be the case. I'm assuming it'll just take you to a shop, and when you're done with the shop, you go back to where you initially started. Basically another version of the cellular shopper from Mario Party 3. There are also a few board exclusive items, the 3 of which that we mainly get to hear of are the blue conch shell, which basically will raise and lower the tide exclusively on Goomba Lagoon, Then we have the Wiggler Bell item, which basically is a way to move Wiggler around on Megalo Wiggler's Tree Party. Lastly, for the board exclusive items, we have the lever switch, which will change the direction of the conveyor belt on King Bowser's Keep. So basically, it'll change the direction in which you go in that middle part where Bowser is. We also have a 200% sticker, which you use against another player, and on that player's next turn, stars and items will cost double the amount that they usually do. So, stars will cost 40 coins, and items will cost double whatever they typically are. That could be a really mean item to use against someone, and I really can't wait to see that one in action. Oh, and there is one more type of item that we have to cover here. Trap items are back. Items that you could throw upon spaces are back, and oh my god, thank you. Specifically, Hexes from Mario Party DS seem to be back. Those ones you throw on spaces and they have an effect of taking something from another player and giving them to you. So far, we have confirmed 1-star Hexes and 10 coin Hexes that returned from Mario Party DS, with a new Hex that'll take half of your opponent's coins. Obviously, I hope that there's more variety with the Hexes in this. I hope all the ones from DS return, plus more that involve things like items and, you know, just other little things, maybe positions on the board, things that are more reminiscent to what Mario Party like 6 and 7 did. The only downside with these, though, and I don't remember if this is the case with DS, I don't think it was, is that these items can seemingly only be placed 2 spaces in front of and 2 spaces behind you. So a 4-space radius. And honestly, I wish there was more than that. It definitely limits the strategic placing of these Hexes. But they aren't like items in Mario Party 6 and 7. Like, it's not going to be like you're putting a thwomp before a star or anything like that. They're more so just throw them down and hope that someone lands on them kind of things, which does reduce their strategy, but still having them on the board will increase the chaos of the match dramatically. Alright, let's dive into the minigames, because based on the minigame select screen that we've seen, on the website, it seems that we have, I'm pretty certain, 112 confirmed minigames for Super Mario Party Jamboree. Now, 6 of them, excluding some ones we'll talk about in a little bit, we actually do have the names of, which is pretty cool, thanks to PAX West's minigame demo. And those 6 minigames are Prime Cut, which is a 2v2 minigame, Cookie Cutters, which is a 1v3 minigame, Sandwich, which is a free-for-all minigame, Tricky Turntable, which is a 2v2 minigame, Sunset Standoff, which is a 1v3 minigame, and Hot Cross Blocks, which is a free-for-all minigame. Now, I'm not going to talk about these minigames at all in depth and what they're about, because I already did that. I did that in Friday's video, so check out that video if you want to hear more in depth about each minigame and my general thoughts on it. But those are the 6 minigames that we actually do know the names of, except for a few more. It's literally been one of the biggest questions that a lot of fans have had. Because we have some returning boards, do we have some returning minigames? And yes, we do. We seemingly have about 13 of them confirmed, and that is pretty freaking cool. It's not too much to where, it definitely doesn't take up a lot of the roster of minigames, but it's enough to feel substantial enough to where you look at that list and you go, those are solid additions. And I think all of the minigames they added here are definitely solid additions. Let's go through them. We got Platform Peril from Mario Party 1, Treasure Divers from Mario Party 1, Shy Guy Says, albeit a 5-player variant of it from Mario Party 2. We got Bumper Balls, again a 5-player variant of it, also from Mario Party 2. We've got Bleemin' on the Crane from Mario Party 4. We've got Stamp Out from Mario Party 4. We got Domination from Mario Party 4, and we got 3-Throw from Mario Party 4. We've got Defuse or Lose from Mario Party 5. We've got Leaf Leap from Mario Party 5. We've got GRANITE Getaway from Mario Party 6. Yes, we got GRANITE Getaway! It's my favorite minigame of all time! The King is back! Then we've got Jump the Gun from Mario Party 6 and Snow Brawl from Mario Party 6. Those are the ones that we can definitively say are definitely back from older Mario Party games. And it's interesting because Leaf Leap, Shy Guy Says, and Bumper Balls were obviously all in Superstars as well. but all of those ones are these weird 5-player variants of those minigames, which I'll get into what that is in a second, but nevertheless, it's really cool to see this list. I think this is actually a really solid list of minigames. I do want to plug in here that there are some that I've put into the unknown category because they look like they could be returning minigames, but they're definitely, if they are returning minigames, they are heavily transformed versions of those older minigames. Like there's one that kind of looks like Crank to Rank, just heavily altered. There's this one that looks like Cash and Bash, and I'm pretty certain that might be what that is. And then we have one that fans says looks like Right or Left, which I get it, like the dories are the same color, but honestly, I don't buy it. The vibe is completely off. There's no fire hazards. The layout of the track is completely different. I don't think that's going to be Right or Left. If anything, it's going to be a kind of successor to it, maybe. With these minigames, they definitely leaned more into the GameCube era, which I am personally very excited about, though notably, no Mario Party 7 minigames. I think that is an interesting omission because there's actually quite a few Mario Party 7 minigames that weren't in Superstars that I think would have fit perfectly in here. But we do still have 5 unconfirmed minigames, I think. Like, there's 5 blank spots in that roster of minigames, so they could fit into there. I'm not quite sure, but nevertheless, all of those returning minigames are really freaking solid, so I'm very glad that they're all here. Okay, this point is one of the points I'm a little more unsure of, just because there's not an overly abundant amount of information about this one. It seems that the allies from Super Mario Party / Mario Party Star Rush are back, kind of. They seem to function very differently than they did in the original Super Mario Party, where in that game you have to land on a space and then it goes through a roulette and it'll choose what ally you have with you. Here they seem to just kind of show up onto a space and you meet them, and when you do meet them you compete in a minigame, and that minigame is actually a returning minigame. That's what I think those 5-player minigames are. There also seem to be other minigames that are more character specific, like this Donkey Kong one, where it seems like you'll win Donkey Kong as an ally from this minigame. And then there's also this like Waluigi pinball based minigame. Like there's a lot of minigames that seem to revolve around the characters, and they're all supposedly going to be ally spaces. Now here's the thing, there doesn't seem to be a ally character minigame for each character of the roster, so you're not going to be able to have any character you want. I'm assuming it's going to be a specific set of characters that could become allies, and I do believe it is going to function a lot differently from Super Mario Party. So we're going to have to wait and see a little bit more on this one, because I'm really not sure what this allies thing is going to really be all about. What we do know, though, is that when you do get an ally, that is actually going to affect gameplay quite a bit. Basically, when you get an ally, everything you do can basically be doubled. So, for example, if you encounter a star, you can buy 2. Not buy 2 for 20 coins. It's 40 coins for the 2 stars, but you have the option to get 2 stars. Or when you're in the item shop, you have the option to buy 2 items, which is really freaking crazy because that is a mechanic from Mario Party DS where you can buy more than 1 item. A lot of Mario Party DS stuff returning here for some reason. But the same goes for any negative effects. So if you land on, let's say, a red space, you will lose 6 coins as opposed to 3. But conversely, the same is true if you land on a blue space. You will gain 6 coins instead of 3. I have a feeling because of the fact that you can buy 2 stars and get 2 items, and how even more unbalanced that makes things as opposed to Super Mario Party, I do have a feeling, and I honestly really hope, that this game's allies are limited. You can only have them for, let's say, 2 or 3 turns, and then they kind of go back to where they came from. I think that's the best, fair, most balanced way to do it, because honestly, having someone be able to have that thing for the whole entire game, where you can buy more than 1 star whenever you encounter one, would really be unfair, and I really hope that NDCube don't make it that unbalanced. For some reason, when I actually recorded the video for this one, I completely forgot to say this point, number 8, but achievements and party points are back. Looking at my gameplay footage that I took over at PAX, you could see that we earn party points and we're unlocking different things, so I'm sure we can use party points on things like stickers and things just like we had in Superstars. But there's also things like a card shop, which I'm not quite sure what that's going to be yet, and there's also the potential of unlocking characters and boards through using these points. I'm not sure, this isn't confirmed or denied, but I thought it'd be interesting to point out that we have things like achievements and party points returning. This is a small kind of random point revolving around minigame types, as there's two main things I noticed here. Firstly, there's hardly any motion control minigames. There's like rarely any on this board. Now, obviously, sometimes it's hard to tell if a game is motion controlled or not just based on looking at a singular screenshot because we haven't gotten to see all of these minigames in action yet. But looking at it, it does seem pretty clear that only a handful of minigames have motion controls, which I'm really glad. I'm going to assume only like 10 to 15 have motion controls. You can switch them off. I think that's honestly the best way they could have handled that, just because having any more than that would really restrict how many minigames handheld and Switch Lite owners could really play. Also, I did notice that there aren't any Bowser minigames here. Now, yes, there are the Bowser minigames for the extra modes, like the Koopathlon mode and all that. But there's no Bowser minigames for, let's say, if you land on a Bowser space during board gameplay. So, it does seem like the mechanic of playing a Bowser minigame when you land on a Bowser space has been removed, which is actually kind of sad because I do like the mechanic of someone landing on a Bowser space and everyone competing in a minigame, and anyone who loses will have a punishment dealt to them. I actually do like that, and it's kind of sad that they aren't here in any capacity. The only thing I could hope is that they retool some of the main minigames. It's like if you get below a certain score, then you lose something. I don't know. It is kind of sad that they seem to be getting rid of Bowser minigames, but I mean, I guess not everything could be perfect about this game. Next up, using Google Translate, I was actually able to figure out what each minigame mode is on that minigame island. Now, obviously, I'm sure someone else has already done it, but I did it quickly yesterday on my phone. So, I'm not going to take credit for being the first one to discover what each mode is, but I'm just saying I discovered it because that's how I got the info. You know what I mean. Anyways, so there are seemingly 5 main types of minigame modes in that minigame island. The first of which, obviously, is free play, where you could choose whatever minigame you want, and you can just play it freely, and it does support online, so that's pretty cool. Secondly, there's the Daily Challenges mode, where there will be 3 groups of 3 different minigames, so 9 different minigames total, that rotate out every day, and you can compete on them, whether it be in person or online, and whoever wins the most minigames, which is basically determined by stars, wins the challenge. So, pretty cool stuff, and like I said, this can be played online as well, which is pretty top tier. In fact, all of these minigame modes can be played online, so I'm going to stop saying that now. You can play all of these modes online. Then we have Tag Match, which is seemingly a 2v2 version of just like, competing, with people. You can have 2 teams of 2, and you play off in 2v2 minigames seemingly. So, that's pretty cool. Then we have Survival Mode, where I'm assuming, it doesn't really give a really good description here, but I'm assuming you play through a bunch of minigames that rely on you surviving them, making it to the end of them, and if you win, if you survive, then you get points, and whoever has the most points wins. Pretty fun mode. I typically do like the survival minigames. They are the most fun to me, so really cool to see this as a minigame mode. Lastly is the Challenge Minigame Battle, which is a really rough translation, I'm assuming, where here you're competing for coins. The more coins you get from the minigame, the higher your score, and obviously whoever has the most coins at the end wins. I'll be honest, these minigame modes are kind of lame. They're definitely better than the options in Superstars, but they're definitely not overly creative. I thought seeing like the submarines and all that and all the cool boats would lead to some really cool and creative minigame modes, but they're not amazing. They're alright, I guess. You're basically just playing minigames in succession of each other. There's no game attached to the minigames, which I do think kind of sucks. I really hope that there's at least one more mode in there somewhere, a hidden unlockable minigame mode to where you can play something a little more creative that integrates the minigames a little cooler. There's a bonus point to this video because it's a point that honestly we probably could have guessed, but it's something that finally did get hard confirmed, and that is board gameplay, party mode, does have online support. So I know a lot of people were concerned because it wasn't saying that gameplay or that party mode had online support, but it does. So rest assured, you can play the whole game, it seems, online, which is really freaking cool. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. It's a lot of fun to record this one. Super Mario Party Jamboree is coming out in just a couple months. Actually, not even, in like a little over a month. Obviously, I'm going to be covering the heck out of this game, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed. Like, comment, and subscribe. All that stuff down below. Hit the notification bell so you can be notified of when I upload videos. And check out the merch store. There's cool ZakPak merch up on there for you to check out. And until next time, you guys, I'll see you all in the next video.